Okay. Mikey,
Hey,
what's up, man? We're back at it. Second podcast, NBA pod, whatever we're calling it. Um, First one, I did not know you were gonna share it on Instagram and stuff, but it got us a couple views, so that's pretty nice. Um, today, today we're talking about three trades that could happen before the deadline that could change a team's season. So let's get right to it. Right to the shits. What you got, Mike? Number one.
well, since Lonzo Ball's been on the trade market for a while with rumors flying all over, I've just basically concluded some teams that kind of need some backcourt strength, um, and they're like possible playoff contenders. So I've had the Trailblazers, trading Derrick Jones Jr. and a future first-round pick for Lonzo Ball.
Wow. Surprising. You think that's going to change their season?
Well, first of all, you can't depend on Anthony Simons. He has been one of their prospects for years, for 2 years now, and they haven't shown anything. And every time he has some flashes, like people think, "Oh, here's the Anthony Simons that we expected," but it never happened. And Lonzo Ball is just better, like defensively and playmaking wise. So you can run Lonzo Ball with either CJ or Dame, and it
Okay.
makes
Yeah.
either of them comfortable. And sorry. So basically, it just makes that team more complete as a contender, you know.
hmm
So
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. They get a little extra defense, a little playmaking. I think their problem is they're just always hurt. Like CJ's out, Nurkic is out, Collins is out, and they got a lot of guys out. So I like that as some extra playmaking, some extra defense. I just don't know where he sits when everyone's healthy. When you got CJ and Dame starting backcourt, and then coming off the bench, you got Simons and then Gary Trent Jr.
I
Those are
don't feel
two
like it's gonna play.
Simons. Okay, so you think Lonzo would play over him?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
because
fair.
right now the thing is, Simons is not playing, so it'll be like if Dame goes to the bench, DJ will be like the guard, and Trent will be like the two guard.
hmm
So it'll be like the same concept, but like Lonzo will play like the two, and Trent will move to like a 2 and a 3, like a swing man.
hmm
That because you traded Derrick Jones Jr., so Trent will be like a small ball 3, but he's been shooting the ball really well, so I think that will work.
Okay, cool. So I'll get to my first one. Mine are going to go in ascending order of importance. So first one is not as important than the others, but still could change a team season. So I have the Toronto Raptors as a seller because they've been struggling. The hope, there's not much hope there either. Like, sure, they could get in as a 7 seed and get bounced in the first round, or they could like get off some of their big contracts, get some assets. So I have them trading Kyle Lowry and Matt Thomas to Dallas for Jalen Brunson, Norman Powell, Stanley Johnson, or not Stanley Johnson, James Johnson, and 2021 second round pick.
Wait.
So
They're
so
trading.
Dallas gets Lowry
Uh-huh.
and Matt Thomas,
Yeah.
while Toronto gets back Brunson, Dwight Powell, and James Johnson. So yeah, I mean, I think Dallas, they need to do something. Like, they suck, and
True.
Luka was supposed to
That's
bring them to the top five, top four seed this year.
that'll be a serious trade for the Mavs. They
Luka gets some help, like a 3-and-D point guard
and a shooter.
and another shooter. Yeah, which
Yeah.
I think they need because they missed that like Seth Curry. Like they think Josh Richardson's going to be like as good of a shooter when he's kind of just like, like a solid bench 3-and-D scorer, like
Mhm. Yeah.
13, 14 points a game. So that's what I got as my first. Keep it moving, Mike. What's your next one?
So my next one is pretty obvious, and I've been saying that for the past couple months. The Nets need some defense, need some at least big sizes, and like DeAndre Jordan's getting old, so you don't have that really dominating defense, rim protecting anymore. So I think the Nets should trade for JaVale McGee since he hasn't been playing on the Cavs as much. Jared Allen arrived. So what they can give up will be like a Landry Shamet and a future first round pick.
A first round
Uh,
pick.
round pick, my bad.
Second. Okay.
Pick. Since they have Spencer Dinwiddie hurt, they have like a $5-6 million of exception, like free exception. So that trade will work.
Mm-hmm. That's an important caveat there is they got like $6 million to use from that injury from from Spencer Dinwiddie. So man, is JaVale the best big they can get? Like we've been talking about it, and you say like that's kind of the only one you found. It's like, damn.
JaVale.
Is there
That
anyone else? Any buyouts? Like, I don't know.
JaVale is like you don't need him to play a lot of minutes for you. It should take some chips out of KD's shoulder because he is like the main defender right now. You can't overwork him in the playoffs. So like when he gets out, like Joel McGee will come in and just offer some help. You don't have to do much,
Mm-hmm.
but it gives you that juice a little bit
Yeah,
on the
and
defense.
yeah, they have zero backup size. Like they're trying to play Reggie Perry, a rookie, some big minutes, and he's just not ready. He's going to foul out of any playoff game, and he's a little undersized himself too, at like 6'8", 6'9".
And
So
yeah, and JaVale McGee in the beginning of the season, he showed flashes. He was playing good. He was knocking down threes even. And it's
who?
just JaVale.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's playing
It was
some
like
three for the
play.
Cavs.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised in the beginning of the season of how JaVale McGee was playing. And that's when the Cavs was cruising too. And I feel like he'll definitely be a great asset.
Okay.
Defense over Jeff Green, right?
Yeah, I don't think JaVale's going to finish any games, but
Yeah.
he
The,
can actually help you out a lot with your second unit.
the finishing lineup we talked about, we have KD at the 5 and Jeff Green at the 4 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, so next one I got my Celtics. They got to do something, and I'm watching the pregame the other night, and this is all they could talk about. They got Kendrick Perkins on there talking about it. Scal's talking about it. They were playing the Kings, and they're like, "Would you want Harrison Barnes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Let's do it." So Celtics, they get Harrison Barnes for Aaron Naismith and a 2022 first round pick, as well as a 2023 second round pick.
Hey,
So,
does Harrison Barnes have an expiring contract?
that's a good question. I think he has a couple years on his deal. I know the Celtics have a massive $24
Trade.
million trade exception.
Yeah.
So they really could just get anyone for nothing. But it's up to Danny Ainge to actually do something. And he was speaking the other day, and they're like, "Oh, trade talks, blah blah blah. Do you want JJ Redick?" And he's like, "No, thanks. We don't want a 6'2", 6'3" shooter who's 38 or 37.
Yeah.
Been struggling shooting this year." But he said, "We need shooting with size." So I think he would be a phenomenal 3-and-D 4-man who just needs to literally sit in the corner and knock down open threes.
And
Because
that
if
would
you
be
think
yeah,
you
that'll
think
be
about that lineup, man, it's Kemba, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Harrison Barnes, and Williams, Tice, Tristan Thompson, one of the three.
definitely improvement. Definitely improvement.
And then you want to get some stops on at the end of the game. You're playing Marcus, the two J's, Harrison Barnes, and a Thompson or a Tice. I think that's a really really good lineup. You got a lot of shooting, some
Yeah,
playmaking.
definitely.
Let me ask you this: does that push the Celtics into the favorites of the East?
Well, as I said, how are you gonna guard your one beat?
Thompson. It's got to be Tristan Thompson. You just got to
Yeah,
hope and pray. Like, ain't nobody guarding Embiid.
yeah.
You
If
just
Thompson will stick it out and play how he played before when he was on the Cavs, maybe, right? Maybe, but you just got to look at like what kind of defense are you gonna play against some of the bigs, right? Because the main thing about the Celtics is they're trying to run like a small lineup, and they're trying to
well,
do like
they're trying to
yeah,
switch. They're trying to switch all ball screens and switch on
yeah,
defense.
just more mobile, right? Not like one of those teams like
Right. So they can't afford to have some giant lumbering big who's just out there to guard Joel Embiid, who changes their whole defensive scheme because he's
Miles
sitting
Turner.
back. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late
Yeah,
for that. Danny
I kept
Ainge
on
screwed
saying,
up.
yeah, kept on saying like I would love to see how Miles Turner plays on the Celtics
But
because the
he
Celtics
he
you have the chance in the championship.
he's getting bullied in the paint by Embiid, just like a Robert Williams or a Tice would. Like, he's skinny. He can protect the rim. He can average 4 blocks in the regular season,
Yeah.
but he's not going to lock up an Embiid in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He might get, he's kind of softer. He's like 10 times as soft than Tristan Thompson. He'd rather hover and, maybe help out on a weak side block or something, not really like battle in the paint, you
Yeah.
know? So there's that. Last one, Ish. What you got?
So like the Clippers, gotta talk about my team too.
Of course.
They're definitely shopping for Luka for a better option for the playoffs since he's on an expiring contract and he's shown that he's on a declining stages career. So like last playoffs, he wasn't playing great and all the incident and whatsoever, but he wasn't as efficient and then just and he had absolutely no defense. So I was thinking if we can swap him for Derrick Rose and offer the Pistons a couple second round picks in the future to get Derrick Rose as a better playmaker alongside of Luke Kennard, that would be
Okay.
pretty. Yeah, I really like that because Derrick Rose played pretty good this season too.
Yeah,
Not
I
as
like.
but like he's solid.
I like that as just to the fact that D Rose you can trust him to finish a game for you. You can trust him to at minimum run your offense and stay in front of the opposing point guard.
Yeah,
Like, that's kind of hard to find on your clips right now. This Luo not playing defense. Luke Kennard, not really a ball handler, like not really a primary ball handler at all. And then
Red,
Reggie Jackson, he's here and he's there. He's kind of got that Jeff Teague syndrome.
and
Um,
you know how Patrick Beverly is.
Pat Bev, yeah,
Mostly
yeah,
vouch-
he's Pat Bev.
yeah, but
I mean,
definitely.
I like that. Yeah, I like that pickup. I think that does kind of do nothing but bolster the
Mhm.
Clippers. Yeah, going into the playoffs. So
Yeah,
I like that. All right. Well, last one. Last one. We got a blockbuster.
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 Here,
So Golden State wins the Bradley Beal sweepstakes by
Whoo!
trading straight up for Wiseman and Oubre.
Oubre. Oubre.
Beal, Beal for Wiseman and Oubre.
I'm surprised you didn't put Wiggins in there. You have a
No,
bigger, yeah.
I'd rather have Wiggins than Oubre.
But will the Wizards take it because Beal said he
So,
wants the Wizards?
so I think they would because they want if they're going to trade Bradley Beal, they want to trade it for something that's has a lot of hope, something that's young, something that has a lot of potential. And James Wiseman has that. Sure, they have Thomas Bryant too. They might have signed him to a deal recently. He got hurt. Who cares? He's out. Trade him. Like you're not getting James Wiseman because you want to keep Thomas Bryant. Like, come on, let's be serious. And then they get a defensive wing who's got a lot of skills in Kelly Oubre. They get him back. um, and then Golden State, man, they get a guard, which they desperately need. They get extra scoring alongside Steph Curry. And I like the fit with him, Curry, and Klay Thompson in the future
Mm-hmm.
because Beal is like, he's kind of rangy. He doesn't play any defense just because of effort. He has the potential to if he wants to like buy in and actually try to win ball games. So that, in my opinion, really puts Golden State into that top tier in the Western Conference.
They're
Of
already in the top tier. They're gonna be even more scary
I
offense.
don't know. They have no guards. Like you need guards in the playoffs. You need guard play, and they have Steph and Nico Mannion, and that's it.
And Brad Wanamaker, that's your boy.
Yeah, we don't count him. We don't count him. If he's playing big minutes for you, your team might struggle. That's all I'm gonna say. So, hey,
Well,
I like it.
yeah, that's a wild trade, but shoot, that's
Why we're
gonna work.
doing it.
That's gonna work though for the Warriors. Imagine next year, like Curry, Beal, Klay Thompson, and Wiggins.
Yeah,
If they somehow find a big trade for like an okay big,
yeah. It's
oh
kind
my,
of, but what's a low key underrated aspect of this trade is they end up because they have Wiseman going out of the door. I think that's enough of a prize to where they don't have to deal their Minnesota pick, which is coming in this next year's draft. Which, oof, it's looking good. They got it in the D'Angelo Russell trade, and the Timberwolves suck. They're
oof.
terrible, and Golden State's going to get it. Granted, they don't get it if it's top three protected, which it's looking like it probably will be, but they end up keeping that, so they have a little future to like, you know, maybe
Yeah.
they get a Evan Mobley or
Ooh,
a
gee.
some other young big that they could just be like, oh, we got Beal and got rid of Oubre. Like, okay, we lost Wiseman, but we got this other young dude who's got the same potential, if not a little less, but that doesn't matter because they have Bradley Beal now.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah,
That's something.
I know. So those were our three trades that could change some teams' seasons for the better. Um, yeah, Mikey, this is a little quicker one. So we'll probably cut it right about here. Let me cut it.